Too late to really give you the Minnesota Vikings versus Cleveland Browns game. The game's already started. We're already in the first quarter. Even though I do think the Browns pull this off. Still 3.5 point dogs, even though it's tied 7-7 currently. Make that make sense. But Vegas gonna do what Vegas gonna do. Over under 42.5. You definitely feel like the under is probably gonna hit there. Next on the list, big game that we really need to talk about. We have the Broncos versus the Eagles. Broncos come into Philadelphia 4.5 point dogs. The Believers want you to believe the Broncos can somehow, some way pull this off. And look, on defense, I do think it's possible for the Broncos to hold off the Eagles defensively. Not like hold off, but like limit what they do. It's not going to be explosive offense for Philadelphia today. But Philadelphia Eagles defense is also something to talk about. That is right. They are something to talk about. And in such situations, suddenly I can't believe anybody would pick the Broncos. Like the 4.5 point line at home feels awfully safe even. Let's be honest. This Bronco team looks good when they play bad defenses. They can pull something off. They can do a little bit here and there. Makes it workable. But it is not it today. We got toilet bowl game. Giants versus Saints. Saints 1.5 point favorites at home. Saints are not a good team, but they are a feisty team. They are feisty. So are the Giants. The Giants coming in with Jackson Dart or whatever. I could be mispronouncing his name, but I think the Giants could pull off this upset here. Even though the Saints are this is a game that they can win. There's not a lot of games on the schedule the Saints could win, but this is one of them. But I still think the Giants pull it off. They're just slightly better on the round, but the Saints try. They try hard. Next on the list, we got the Raiders versus the Colts. The Raiders are 7 point dogs, as they should be, into Indy. Indy, look, it's crazy to see. Shout out Parissa. We got a hello. I hope you're doing good this morning. Next, yeah, the Raiders versus the Colts. It's not looking good in the desert. The Raiders are struggling. The Raiders are struggling hard. Shout out to you, Joseph. I can't read that, so I can't tell you what it is. Shout out to Flame Aviator for your birthday. I hope that's true. If not, party like it's your birthday. And next on the list, we got the Cowboys versus the Jets. Jets 1.5 point dogs at home. And this feels right. Like the Cowboys, look, if you're going to compete at all, this kind of game you got to win. So shout out to the Cowboys for finally getting one done. You know they like to win in New York. Over under a 48.5. I'd bet the over. This is going to be a tight one. Texans versus the Ravens. The Ravens don't have a starting quarterback. They got Cooper Rush, no Lamar Jackson. And I think the Ravens still win this game. The Texans are struggling. The Texans are not a full-fired team. Something's going on with C.J. Stroud. There's funkiness going on. It's just not correct. I don't think Cooper Rush is a good quarterback, but they still got Derrick Henry that they can lean on. They still have components to the game where they can. And Cooper Rush in spots looks decent. So give me the Ravens to upset the Texans in a must-win game for their both teams. Really, both teams are like late to the ball game here, and I think the Ravens catch up. Dolphins versus Panthers. Give me the Panthers. No Tyreek Hill for Miami. The Panthers upset so many teams, and this is just on course for the Miami Dolphins to just fell this season. Look, you lost your threat, your big weapon. I know you got other fast guys. I know Waddle is still a legitimate threat. Your running back's fast. Like there's a lot of decent. Your defense tries hard, but I don't think Miami beats Carolina, especially in Carolina. Tennessee Titans going to the Arizona Cardinals, 7.5-point dogs. Ooh, and the Cardinals have not been explosive, but they're not the Tennessee Titans, so give me the Cardinals. The Tampa Bay versus Seahawks. Seahawks 3.5-point favorites at home. Give me Tampa. I don't like it being on the road for Tampa Bay going all the way to Seattle is a long flight. It's a journey in itself, but Tampa Bay has been balling. Like talk about an underappreciated team. You got Baker Mayfield being a dark horse MVP at this point. Like just give me the Tampa Bay Bucks in Seattle. Detroit Lions versus Bengals. Lions 10.5-point favorites. That line feels awfully safe. Look for an alternative line at like 6.5, and that is free money. Lions versus Bengals. The Bengals are the worst team in the NFL currently. They're currently they went from playoff hopes to the worst team in the NFL, the Bengals. This 10.5-point line feels amazing. Commanders versus Chargers. Chargers 2.5-point favorites. I'm going with the Commanders. The Chargers offensive line is so banged up that this is not a fair game for Justin Herbert. Both of these teams are a little banged up. Like this is kind of like the Hurt Bowl. But when it's your offensive line just completely decimated, Chargers are in deep trouble. Give me the Commanders over the Chargers. Sunday Night Football, Pats versus Bills. Bills 8.5-point favorites. I don't know how this got Sunday Night Football. Whoever wrote this schedule was on like high hopes, just dreaming and wishing at this point. Next, we got the Monday Night Football game, the game I'm most excited for. Chiefs versus Jags. Chiefs 3.5-point favorites. I should have went to this game. Should have just went over to Jacksonville, enjoyed a little Chiefs over Jags. It is what it is. It's okay. Watching on the TV just as well. Shout out to the Chiefs for that victory. That's your picks for this week. I hope everybody enjoyed it. Nice, quick, fast one. Bang, bang, bang. Get through them. Hope you guys are enjoying yourself. And this has been the Bold Sports Show.